Welcome to The Village, a podcast focusing on student, staff, and community members that make Village unique. We're your hosts today. I'm Kennedy.
I am Uriel.
I'm Finn.
And I'm Mrs. Evans.
Today we'll be introducing you to Habit 7 of the 7 Habits of Happy Kids, or some may call it the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
All of our previous episodes are posted on thevillage.usd253.net. You can listen to all the episodes about the habits as well as podcast episodes from the past about many different topics.
Today we will be our final habit, which is sharpen the saw.
I think that this is one of my favorite habits because if you don't practice this habit, then all of the others kind of go out the window.
This habit is not actually about keeping a saw sharp. It is about how to keep yourself sharp.
First, we will give you an example of a way it is important to keep things sharp.
Imagine you're back in elementary school and your teacher gives you an assignment, but you only have 5 minutes to complete it.
You know that it's going to take you almost the whole time to finish, but you have a problem. Your pencil is dull.
You know when you can still use it a little, but you have to tilt it to the side and press really hard.
You know you are concentrating and working hard, but it's taking you forever just to write a few letters.
You are facing an inner battle in your mind.
What should you do?
Keep trying to finish on time or stop and take a few seconds to sharpen your pencil.
You may be so focused on trying to finish on time, you don't want to stop and go take a break to sharpen your pencil. But in the end, if you just take a very short break, you can sharpen your pencil and get back to work.
It will be so much better to get the work done and won't take you as long if you just take time to sharpen your saw.
This habit, though, doesn't mean to keep your saw or pencil sharp. It means to keep yourself sharp.
There are many ways that can help you help sharpen your saw. Or in our example, take care of ourselves to keep us at our best.
There are 4 main areas we'll need to keep sharp.
They are mind, body, heart, and soul. You take care of your mind or brain by going to school, reading, learning new things, doing puzzles, writing, or doing anything that makes you think. Learning new things, no matter what it is one of the best things you can do to keep your brain sharp and active.
There are many ways to take care of your body, like eating healthy, exercising, stretching, and even relaxing. One of the most important things to do for our bodies is get enough sleep. It is an easy thing to cut out to give you more time in your day, but sleep is very important for your health.
To take care of your heart, you need good friends. You could also help others and things that make you feel good. People who are fun and make you laugh are one of the best things for your heart.
The last thing you need to do is keep your soul sharp. Your soul is kind of like your inner peace. Some people like to meditate or do yoga. Some people might pray or go to church. You can even keep your soul happy by keeping a journal, watching TV, or even listening to music that you love.
We live in a world today that is very busy. We go from work or school to our activities after school. Our weekends are packed with activities, and we often don't stop and take care of ourselves.
But if we just take a break to do something, we will be better at all the things we'll need to do and get them done after.
Today we invited a special guest on to speak about Habit 7, Sharpen the Saw.
This person is no stranger to this habit.
We would like to welcome Mr. Boy.
Hello, thanks.
Hello, thank you so much for joining us today.
How long have you been working at Village?
I've been working here for 28 years, 23 as the head custodian and 5 years as a para or an aide.
You like working here?
Well, every day is different, and it's never really boring around a school.
I heard you like kayaking. Where do you like to go if you have a place?
Well, I like to go rivers and lakes. Lake Melbourne's beautiful. Uh, a lot of the lakes in Missouri are beautiful, Arkansas. So I go around with a club where I meet my friends and go hang out at the lake.
Why did you want to work here?
Well, I wanted a job, and it's a great place to work. It really is.
How do you think students can practice this habit?
Well, that's a good question. I think they can be, but by being prepared. And I like to read. I like to exercise. I walk a lot. I like to just get out and do things and be active. And you can do that yourself too. You can, after school, if you're tired, you can go hop on your bike, ride around, do things. You can then go home and relax and maybe read a book, and that will make you sharp too.
I also heard you like hiking. Do you know, like, is there any Pacific mountain or that you like to go hike at?
Well, I like tall grass a lot, and I like to hike in Utah. So I'm going to go there right after school, do a little hiking, and go on a river trip. And I'm really looking forward to that.
Do you use Habit 7 every day?
I think everyone uses Habit 7 every day. I was unaware of it until I read about it here. But I think we do all those things, or try to. We try to keep ourselves sharp so we can be prepared for our days.
Why do you think it's important?
Well, you want to keep yourself healthy so that you can do things. You want to be active and constantly learning, and that's where it's nice to be in a school, because we're always learning. I'm still improving as a person, and it's just good for you.
Have you ever heard of the 7 Habits of Happy Kids?
I had not heard of it. I listened to a podcast myself last week with Mr. Martin, and they were talking about it, so I looked it up.
When did you start like thinking I might want to become a teacher, like elementary school, middle school, high school, or like while did you were in college?
I didn't really think about becoming a teacher, but when I came to this school, I was amazed by teachers. That was probably the thing that impressed me the most. When I first came here, I remember my principal was showing me around the building, and as I was getting a tour, we stopped by one classroom, and there was a teacher that was reading to her class, and they were all sitting around, and you know how it is, and the kids were so focused, and that just had an amazing impact on me to see that. And my principal was still talking, but I didn't even hear him. I was just caught up in that moment. And ever since that, I thought, wow, this is such an amazing place, this school, and have an opportunity to really help kids and to learn myself. So,
What do you like to do here in Village?
well, now I'm an aide, and I'm still learning, and that's what I like to do. I like helping kids. I like to, especially math. I like math, and that's what my favorite things are.
You go around the school into different classrooms like every day. Do you know how many classrooms you go into about every single day?
Oh, I would say 5 or 6.
Mm.
Do you like to play with kids?
I do. I just played with Urel the other last week. We were throwing the football around, and Damien, and it was a lot of fun.
I accidentally hurt you with the football by accident.
He has a strong, powerful arm.
Did you miss the catch?
No, that's the problem. I caught it. He throws really hard.
So, did you like playing any sports while like you were in school or anything?
When I was in high school, I played every sport, that I could. I mean, I ran cross country, I wrestled, I did track, I did baseball. I just went from one sport to the next. And that really helped me get through school.
And I think that actually kind of ties to this habit. when kids do things at a young age like that, it ingrains that, it becomes a habit, keeping healthy and being active. And so it's not like you woke up one day when you were an adult and like, oh, today I need to start exercising to take care of my body. You've done that your whole life.
Yes, and I didn't start kayaking until I was 50 years old. A friend took me, and he didn't realize what would happen. He thought it was just taking me out, and next thing you know, he created a monster. I loved it, and I just couldn't stop, and it just keeps growing. A lot of the things in your life that you do, that's what happens.
What did you want to do here when you first got here?
At Village?
Yeah.
I just wanted to work and stuff, but then I realized what an amazing place this is. And teachers are so dedicated to help you out. And when you're a custodian, I was the head custodian, you're here at different hours when the students aren't here. And you have sort of peeking through the keyhole in a way. You see teachers working, and you just see how like dedicated they are to their jobs. And it just has an amazing effect on you. It makes you want to work harder, too.
Did you have a favorite part about, like, working here recently as, like, an aide?
I like lunchroom duty, actually. I know it seems strange because it's a stressful time. But I actually like going outside and get the chance to walk a lot. And after school, I usually walk a lot, too. So I probably walk 20 to 30 miles a week. And that's what keeps me in shape.
What was the first mountain did you hike at? Like the first one you hiked?
Well, I don't really hike mountains.
What was the first place you hiked at?
Well, it's hard to say because it's so long ago. But I like to just get out and hike anywhere. If they have a trailhead, I'm looking at it and I'm ready to go.
Do you like to come to school a lot, and you like have you walked past when you exercise or something when you walk?
I don't really walk past the school, but getting to what Mrs. Evans was saying, I really think the structure of a school is important to me. So when I get up, the first thing I like to do is make my bed. I like to do that, get it out of the way so I can put my clothes on it when I'm getting ready to, after I shower, I'm all ready to go. And then I meditate, which is part of this. I do that twice a day. And that really helps me just get relaxed and stress-free and on my way.
So what part of this habit would his meditating fall under?
Soul.
Yeah, so sometime would you drive by the school when you get bored at your house?
Well, if I'm going to Walmart or something, I'd go to school. But when I was the custodian here, I'd come by the school all the time. And then I'd also see a lot of teachers here at the school working when they don't have to be working. There's so many things to do at a school. You never can get caught up.
Like they're getting like all their stuff done before it. Like when they have kids around, they have stuff ready for them when they come like next week or the day.
Oh, yeah, because they have to get ready for the next day or next week or something.
Mm-hmm.
Is your job hard to do? Or?
The aid job, yeah, it's really hard to do. You have to be really flexible, and you have to. One of the things I like about my job is that I get to help the teacher, try to take a little load off of them. And I used to be a para, and a para is also a really hard job, and you're mostly focused on one or two children in the class. As an aide, you're focused on all the children, and you're also will do the tasks that the teachers ask you to do.
So do you like keeping like a journal or like watching TV?
I keep a journal. I watch TV, I watch news, I watch the sports. I like sports. But I would rather read.
Yeah.
And I really like to read books.
What book are you on right now?
Right now, I am on a book about the artist Raphael. And it's a historical fiction, which I really like. And it's at the time where he's painting in the Sistine Chapel, and it's a really cool book because he's interacting with Michelangelo and stuff, and very cool.
Well, Mr. Boy is always recommending amazing books for me to read.
What was one of your favorite books you ever read?
To Kill a Mockingbird is really high on
I've
my
read that
list.
one. It's really good.
I had never heard about it. I have not.
We've read about The Dog's Life, right, Mr. Boy?
Yes, that was a fantastic experience. So we had a group from Mrs. B's class in Lit Flex, and we read A Dog's Life by Anne Martin. And we just loved reading it, all the kids. And in fact, Mrs. B came in one day and she said, "Hey, why don't you come back to the class and you can have a little free time?" And the kids said, "No, we don't want free time. We want to keep reading this book." And that was fantastic. And we all high-fived each other when we finished it. It had a great ending. And that's just wonderful when we do that.
Were you in that group, Urel?
Yeah.
There's nothing better than a good book that you just can't put down.
And that's the way it is with a lot of books. You just go from one to the next, and it's hard to pick one that's your favorite because you love the last one. So usually the last book you read is your favorite.
So I feel like we've really talked a lot about, the 4 components of sharpening the saw are
Yes.
your body, you do a lot of exercising, and your brain or your mind, and you do a lot of reading and here at school. You've talked about your soul, how you meditate and do that. How do you take care of your heart? What's your favorite way to do that?
I like getting out in nature, and I like getting with my friends. So a lot of times I'll get to maybe the lake. We'll meet up with my friends, and we will sit around a fire maybe in the evening. I'll talk, pass stories around. And just that camaraderie I have with the group of kayakers. I really enjoy that.
Do you guys know what that word means?
No.
Which one?
Camaraderie?
No.
Kinda, it's
no.
like
I never see her.
kindness, I think.
Oh no. We're confused.
It's like friendship and having a great relationship and hanging out with your friends. What about you guys? What are your favorite ways to to sharpen your saw? Whether if any 4 parts, what's your favorite things to do?
I like listening to music a lot.
I like to, like, when my dad takes me somewhere, like to go fishing or bring something like a go-kart we owns. The only thing I do is like do both at the same time or something, like ride the go-kart and get out of it and just fish there for a little bit and see if I catch anything good or something. If I catch something good stuff, I stay. Or I just drive around the pond or see where I can see anything, or like big koi fish or catfish. The only thing I want to catch catfish because I've been for 2 years straight at Camp Alexandria. I've been there and fishing for the last 2 years of my life in summer, and I'm signing up for this year too.
I like to spend time with my family a lot.
What do you like to do with your family?
Like make grill and like all that stuff. Maybe like play with them, my cousins and all them.
Sometimes in the spring and summer, on Saturday and Sunday, me and my father, sometimes my mom, would go to auctions, and I really like that because you get a whole day like hanging out with them.
What year did you just like the first year you start working in? Like what year? Like exact year?
At Village?
Yeah,
At Village, it was 1996.
that was crazy.
Why is that crazy, Finn?
Cause it's been like a long. Village is not. I didn't know Village was that here for that long.
Oh,
I heard stories about it. Like it's only like secondary and first grade and the kindergarten there. That's how big it used to be, and then it grew bigger and bigger until this year straight. It's
I
been
don't
like
know what year Village was built. Do you, Mr. Boy?
I think it was late 60s.
When you first got here, were you like happy to like meet all the new teachers and like Mr. Banfield and like all of them?
When I got here, Mr. Battenfield wasn't here. He was probably still in college or something. Yeah, I was real happy to be here, and it's a very welcoming place. I enjoyed the teachers. Like I said, it was amazing, and the students. I loved the gardens, and it was just a really good place to hang out.
when you were here. Who used to teach in PE? Who used to teach? Have you new or something, or no?
We've had a lot of different PE teachers and stuff. remember my first principal was Dr. Gerhardt. He's really famous, and he was a general in the National Guard, and was an amazing person. And all my principals are so different. You know, we had some that are type A people and some are type Z people, laid back. But yes, and all of them really had the same goal in mind, though, to have the students as number one. And as soon as you learn that, I had no problem. And I agree.
I know it probably looks different now that we've changed the library and like the PE room. So like what was your reaction from like how when you first got here like it to how it's changed?
Well, it's changed a lot. It's gotten a lot bigger. But it's still village, you know. It still has its soul. It's still the same. And, you know, I've always have a special place. I love the garden areas. I think that's unique. Other schools don't have that. And hopefully it keeps growing and stays healthy.
First, I'm going to have to go back and look. I think it was a year before last. We had a group of students do a short podcast on the history of Village.
I think
did
it
it.
was.
I did it.
You did it?
I
Okay.
did it.
Yeah, so we could go back and look, and then maybe that would tell us what
Old
year,
it was?
Yeah, how old Village is. So it's one of the episodes that you can see on the website. And I was going to bring up, too, Mr. Boyd, something you keep bringing up is how much teachers work and put in time, and I think have a tendency to overcommit themselves. And so how do you think that this habit is important for teachers specifically?
Well, I think teachers need to rest a little more, make sure they get a lot of sleep, you know, because it's a tough job. And take care of yourself, you know.
Yeah, I think that it's just really important because we want to push and push and push and try to get things done, but you know, it might take me twice as long to accomplish my goal. If I would just stop and take a break and stop thinking about it for a little bit, then I could get done twice as fast when I come back to it. So that's what I love about this habit. So.
Well, and I always think you should do the hard job first. Whatever the hardest thing is, do that first, and then after you get that done, the other stuff is a lot more enjoyable.
All right, well, I always like to kind of wrap things up by asking, and it can be in regards to this podcast or just in life in general. Mr. Boyd, what advice would you give to all of our listeners?
To take advice from your elders. Because that way you might not make some of the mistakes that they don't want you to make. And this is a quote by Abraham Lincoln, and it says, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe."
So that's like kind of like we're like also for Sharpen the Saw habit 7. Sharpen yourself, then you can work on it.
Sharpening your saw, then start working on it. I get that, Kennedy.
All right, what do we say to Mr. Boyd?
Thank
For being here.
Thank you so
for having me.
Yeah. Yay.